Welcome to Galaxy of Heroes. I remember when I first started playing Galaxy of Heroes in about 2018. The game had been out since like December 2015, so it had nearly 3 years worth of content when I first started playing 7 years ago. Even back then, I was kind of overwhelmed with everything that we have to do in the game, and I wish I had somebody that could hold my hand and actually explain to me the core processes and the core gameplay loop that we have to go through in this game. That's exactly what I'm going to do here for you today. I'm going to go through the early game experience before you even hit level 85. What is it that you can and what is it that you should be doing in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Take a seat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your boy Scribe. Let's learn this game. This is the cantina where we play the game from. Now, I imagine if you're early game players, it doesn't look quite like this. This is how it's going to develop and look like once you hit level 85. Many of these game modes will open up slowly over time. So let's change the screen to something that's a little bit more familiar for you. If you have just started playing the game, this is probably the screen that you're used to seeing. Many of the game modes are closed off, they are locked down, and that's kind of to slowly ease yourself into the game as a whole. What you'll notice at the top left is you have got your name over there, that's malleable, you've got a level underneath, and as you gain experience by doing battles and that sort of thing, completing quests and objectives, you will level up and slowly unlock different areas of the game. As a brand new player, the area of the game that you should be focusing on first and foremost is quests. See down here in the bottom right, we've got the quest button. Go over there and you'll have a couple of things. If you're very early game and you've done no quests and you haven't really done any battles, the daily quests won't be available to you. That unlocks at about level 8, I believe. But the journey quest is the perfect place to start playing this game, alright? This will give you step-by-step instructions on what you should do, how to play the game, how to learn, where to go, and it will give you all of the experience points that you need to level up and progress through the game rather quickly. In the first day, if you have enough time, because you'll have a lot of energy and you'll be leveling up lots, and that will give you additional energy, you will progress all the way up to like level 33 in 1 or 2 days. It's very, very quick. This is your home ground, your mecca. You can see over here, it's got a whole host of quests, and as you complete them, you will get more quests. These quests will give you rewards, sometimes significant ones. You can see here we get 50 shards of Moff Gideon. That is enough to immediately unlock that character. In order to do it, it says you need to win Lightside Battle 2C. You can click the little go button, and it takes you immediately to where you need to go. You'll hit into the battle, take your characters in, and just go with the flow. Now, if you don't know how to do the combat, each character has got a set of abilities that you can click through, or you can use the auto function at the top if you just want the game to play itself. It typically won't be as effective as you are at combat, but if you really want to save time, or perhaps you are in the middle of some other work, you can just hit that auto button and let the game play itself. Quick note about the auto feature, it does have a secondary aspect to it. If you hit the cog in the top left corner, you can go to the auto battle button here, and you can change it between all abilities, which will do basics and special abilities, basic ability only, or a select option. I usually have the select option because it gives you the option to select either full auto, as we call it, or auto basic. Now, there are some use cases to go on auto basic. Some teams require you to do a lot of basic abilities where that might be useful, or you might want to save your special abilities for further waves in combat. So use it at your discretion. Okay, so we are just about to finish up this Lightside Battle 2C, and we will see that that journey quest has completed, and it will give us those 50 shards of Moff Gideon, which is enough to unlock a brand new character. Unlocking and gearing characters is really the core of this game. Powering up those characters to compete in other game modes and against other players is the core gameplay loop. We've gained our rewards from simming that battle there. Let's head back and see what that journey quest has done. Here we go, win Lightside Battle 2C, fantastic, we'll claim those rewards, enough to unlock Moff Gideon, and we've also got Sim a Battle. Now I'll go over simming a battle very, very quickly. Let's activate this new Moff Gideon character, because that's where all of the good serotonin comes from. Just go ahead and activate Moff Gideon. He's actually a fantastic character, well worth investing in the early game. Confirm that there. Alright, so I suppose before we go any further, we'll go over the leveling and upgrading process. Each character can go up to the maximum level of your gameplay account. So if you are a level 15 player, you'll be able to go to level 15 on your characters. The maximum level is 85. To level up a character, you click the level, you use this slider, and it's going to use these training droids, which you'll get gradually as you play the game. It'll also use credits, which you also get through playing the game. So there we go, we've just leveled up Moff Gideon to the maximum level. You will notice as well that we have got 6 gear slots and a gear level at the bottom. There are 13 gear levels in the game, and they all require you to fill each of the 6 gear slots to take that character to the next gear level. To equip it, you can go into the item inventory here, and you can equip them from your stockpile of gear. Alternatively, if you have every single piece, then you'll be able to hit an equip all button. So let's see if we can use the in-game UI here to find the remaining pieces of gear for Moff Gideon and equip all of them at once to take him to gear 2. So click the find on the blank ones. The green pluses indicate that you have got the gear in your inventory. Let's see, can we find this? We can. Over here, we'll just sim a battle. Did we get the gear piece? We didn't actually. Let's sim again. Did we get... Okay, right, let's sim 4. It's trying to be difficult. It's trying to be difficult. It's not actually dropping the piece for us. I don't want to sim too much here. We don't want to waste too much. There we go. We finally got 8 pieces of it in one sim then. And that's everything. So you can see we've got every single gear piece in the inventory. We can hit upgrade and it will immediately apply all of those gear pieces to Moff Gideon and take him straight up to gear level 2. There are 13 gear levels in total. Once a character has hit all 13, you will go into relic levels, but that is a subject for a different video. You're not really going to be touching on relic level characters until much later in the game, and this is all about the early game experience. So it's not just levels and gear though, we do have on the left hand side abilities. Abilities can also be leveled up by using ability materials. You'll get these mostly through daily quests, but you can also get them through cantina farming, which we'll touch on to later. Some abilities will unlock at particular gear levels. You'll see this one over here, Control the Situation, unlocks at gear level 4. Tactical Deployment over here unlocks at gear level 6. Know Your Adversary needs level 18 to unlock. The various levels that you have to take them to also have level requirements associated with them. These are going to vary depending on the character that you're using in question. Not everybody is the same. As you progress going through these various journey quests, you will eventually level up enough to unlock your daily quests. And daily quests are probably the best source of experience points to increase your account level in the early game. You can go from level 1 to level 85. Doing these quests daily is the biggest boost that you'll get outside of specific journey quests. To do them, it's exactly the same as your journey quests. There are stock quests that you need to complete every day. For example, here we've got purchase 3 store shipments. We'll do that and we can talk about shipments in the meantime. Shipments is basically a store or a host of stores in the game that you can use various currency to buy various things, either, bits of gear, character shards, relic materials, all that sort of good business. So this first one is featured shipments. You're generally just going to focus on these ones here. These are early bits of gear that you can buy for just plain old credits, which is just great. Easy money. This store will refresh multiple times a day, roughly every 4 hours, and there are a number of other stores that will unlock as you progress through the game. So if we head back now to our quests, our daily quests, we can see over here, purchase 3 store shipments has been completed, and that's worth 60 experience points. Claiming these quests will level you up very quickly in the early game. That is going to help unlock different game modes, give you more energy, and all that good business. Let's go ahead and claim all of these. Let's just go boom. There we go, straight up, level 9. Wonderful. You'll see we've gained 25 bonus energy and we've earned 10 bonus cantina energy. Great. Let's claim another one. Boom, level 10. You see how quickly it goes in the early game? And this is going to stockpile a whole host of energy for us. Another level up. We are level 11 already. What else do we need? Use 100 cantina energy or finish 3 hard battles. Let's go over that hard battle concept at the moment. In light side battles and in dark side battles, there's our daily login rewards. Isn't that wonderful? So light side battles and dark side battles, once you unlock them, have a system, basically. You'll see at the top here, there are numbers. These go from 1 to 9, so there are 9 different stages essentially, and in each of those sub-stages you've got a number of battles. You can see here 1A, 1B, 1C, etc, etc. As you progress through all of these missions in all of the light side battles, you will unlock the next stage. There are certain requirements to keep on going through stage 1, 2, 3 and 4. Some are gated by levels, so you have to be an account level of, say, 34 to progress. So you have to beat all the stages and you have to be a certain level. Once you've beaten all the normal battles within a stage, it will unlock a hard node battle, okay? So, or a hard node section of light side and dark side battles on each tier. These hard nodes are where you can farm many character shards for the various characters that you want to unlock in the game. You can see over here we have got Scavenger Ray, and she's on this hard node, 1A in light side. We'll just go ahead and sim those. That does our daily quest, and it also gave us character shards. One quick note about hard nodes that make them fundamentally different from a normal node is they are restricted in the number of battles you can do in them every day. You'll notice over here I can no longer compete in this battle without spending crystals. That's because each hard node can be played 5 times a day. There is a limit. Once you've hit those 5 sims, you can refresh that node for a nominal amount of crystals and it will give you another 5 attempts. You can do this to speed up farming character shards, but it does get more and more expensive with the in-game premium currency of crystals. What are character shards? That's a really good question. Character shards are what you use to unlock and rank up a character, okay? You'll see down here in the bottom right of the corner, Scavenger Ray, we have got 8 shards out of 25, and she has 2 stars out of 7 stars. 7 stars is the maximum number of stars a character can get to, and 8 out of 25 is our progress towards the next star. We are 2 stars, 8 shards out of 25 to 3 stars. We'll have to keep on farming this character shards until we get the maximum number of stars, which takes in total 330 shards, and that's true for every single character in the game. Some characters unlock at different levels, different star levels essentially. Just depends on what you're going for. As you increase the star level of a character, their base stats will also increase, and it unlocks the ability for you to take them to higher gear levels. In particular, gear 12, and then relic levels can only be done at 7 stars for each character. There is also a number of legendary events that exist in the game that have requirements where you must have a 7-star character or a group of 7-star characters. So farming shards to increase the star count and increase the gear and abilities of your characters is very core to this game. To view all the characters in the game, you just go over to the collection point here. This shows you every single character that exists in the game. The ones that are coloured in and lit up are characters you've unlocked. The ones with the activate means you've got enough shards to unlock that character and activate them, and the ones that are greyed out are simply not unlockable at this point. You will see how many shards you have got of the current character towards the unlock. You can see Darth Vader over here, we've got 22 shards out of 80 to unlock. If you notice on Kylo Ren Unmasked, he only needs 10 shards to unlock. That's a 1-star character unlock, the easiest type to actually get. Go ahead and unlock our Kylo Ren Unmasked. Wonderful, we've got another character that we can play with in this game. We can now work towards leveling him up and gearing him up and gaining all of the abilities. Once you hit level 16, you will unlock the squads feature, and this is a really useful way of categorizing or grouping together certain characters in your roster together for a number of benefits. You'll be able to go into various battle modes and select from your established squads to quickly load them all into one team, but it's also a good way of highlighting certain characters in the game that you are perhaps investing in more than others. You can do this to a certain degree using the favoriting function. So down here you will notice that ignore this unit synergy section just for a moment. Down here in the bottom right, you'll notice that there's a little banner. That is the favorite button. If you click that, that character will always be notified at the top of your roster up here. So under the squads feature, you'll notice there is a recommended thing. I wouldn't necessarily follow this. It's pretty high level and not particularly targeted. You want to have a little bit more structure when it comes to your farming than just do this. In my opinion, when you're starting in this game, you want to try and make sure that you can compete in the game modes that matter, okay? That involves trying to set your targets on unlocking certain legendary units. In the early game, I think that everybody should be focusing on one light side team, one dark side team. Just have those two in mind. When it comes to a light side team, in my opinion, the most valuable team to be investing in is Phoenix. So how can we do that in this squad function? Click Create New Squad. On the left-hand side, you have got a filter. If we go down and we select Phoenix as the tag, you will notice all the different Phoenix characters. Now, I'll just move my head to the side real quick. Over here, you'll notice that Hera Syndulla has got a little family icon, essentially, by her name, by her icon. That instigates that she has got a leader ability. You'll see the leader ability up here. None of these characters are currently unlocked for me. That's a short-term problem. But you want to make sure that the leader is always in the top left slot. That activates their leadership. Only if they are in that first slot. If they're not, for example, if we have Chopper here, you'll see no leader on this character, and you place her in the second slot, that leadership is not going to activate. Make sure your leader is in the first slot. After that, I would say the best Phoenix squad, in my opinion, is getting Captain Rex, Chopper, Kanan, and Sabine Wren. This is your perfect sort of early game light side Phoenix team. So we would save that squad down. And that is our Phoenix squad. If you wanted to start farming these characters on an ongoing basis on your daily grinds, you'd obviously click on the character through their icon, click down there in the bottom right to find out where you can farm them from, and for example, Hera can be found in 2F hard. Now they'll be in other places, they might be in various stores, but that's always the first port of call. Click on that button, use your energy to try and reach that node and farm that character's shards all the way up until 7 stars, and you've completed that character. It's just about gears and the rest of the investment in levels and mods and all that sort of good business that comes along with it. So I would do that for a light side team, and I would also do it for a dark side team. When it comes to dark side, I do recommend a couple of things. First and foremost, it's very useful to give yourselves a decent bounty hunter team at the start of the game. The reason for that is there is an event that is recurring every month in this game called Credit Heist, and that will give you a significant amount of credits to help invest into your roster to develop further. Bounty hunters are very, very good in the early game in general. So I would suggest characters like Bossk, Boba Fett is very easy, Cad Bane, Dengar, and maybe even characters like Grief Karga and OG Mandalorian, okay? The reason why I'm suggesting these characters is you do actually get given them quite early. So you'll be able to unlock them relatively quickly. The only reason I'm not going to throw Grief and Mando in here is because they're not strictly dark side characters. They are light side characters, but they are bounty hunters. So for the sake of filling this out, let's just throw in IG-88, because these characters form part of a legendary farm known as the Executor, which is a capital ship, which is Fleet Battles. We'll get into that at a much later date. But this is a good starting point to try and start building your team and your synergies around. Most of these you won't unlock straight away. It will take some time and progress. Just try and get some level of investment in these characters nice and early when you can. Around this time, you will have also unlocked Cantina Battles. Now, Cantina Battles are very, very similar to light side and dark side battles, except for a few unique ways. Firstly, every Cantina battle is not restricted by the light side, dark side faction. So you can take in light side and dark side and even neutral characters, of which there is only one, it's Hondo and Akka. In Cantina Battles, almost every single node has got a character that it unlocks, and it uses a different type of energy, and there are no restrictions on the number of sims that you can do per day. So you can see we use Cantina energy here, which is a more expensive Cantina type to energy type to refresh, and the energy types are very different as well. So, you know, the first stage over here costs 8 energy. Sometimes in light side it's, you know, goes from 6 up to 10. Really depends on the difficulty. Now, just like light side and dark side battles, there are a number of battles before you can progress to the next sector. The next stage also has level requirements, and you have to have beaten every previous stage, okay? You will find a number of characters that can only be unlocked through Cantina, and later on there are things called signal data which help you with relic levels, alright? So Cantina, very, very important, uses a completely separate type of energy that refreshes at a slightly slower pace. Cantina Battles also reward you with a new currency called Cantina Battle Tokens. Cantina Battle Tokens get used in the shipment stores for Cantina Battles. You'll see them over here. Once again, this store is predominantly about new characters to unlock, okay? Requires 400 of these Cantina tokens. You earn them by doing those battles. You sim them every day to farm your characters or get signal data in the endgame. Don't waste this on stuff like ability materials. You will also, around this time, unlock challenges, and challenges are great things to do every single day that you can. Every single day, there are 2 challenges that run. Some of them you'll have to wait until you get to later player levels. As you can see, level 22 to unlock agility gear challenge or tactical gear challenge or strength tier challenge. But there'll always be another one that you can do every single day. You can see this one, well, we can't see the actual days, but it runs it'll be Friday, Mondays, and something or other. Can't remember. But regardless, you'll either have the bounty hunter one, the training droid one, the ability mats challenge, and either agility, tactical, or strength gear challenge. So when you go into these, essentially, there are going to be restricted units that can be taken into these various events, okay? And they will give you different types of rewards. So you just want to take in the best characters you possibly can, go into these battles and try to 3-star them. 3-star them will let you sim them, so you don't have to actually spend too much time playing it manually, and you can just go around and just complete the battle at the click of a button and earn the rewards from them. It's very important that you incorporate this into your daily grinding so that you can constantly stay on top of valuable bits of gear and credits and all sorts of good business. Gear, ability, materials, and credits, I think, is mostly what you get. You also get things called training droids, which, as we explained earlier, help you level up your characters. All right, each of these challenges will have different enemies that you have to go around and tackle. Like I said, some of them will have very restrictive units as to what you can actually use in these events. I believe once you unlock the ability to take on allies, you can also take in allies for these battles, which will make it so much easier for you to get the 3-star on those characters. You will sometimes see enemies in these battles, by the way, that you don't see anywhere else in the game. And if you aren't able to beat it, like I'm going in with my characters here, completely uninvested, you might have to put a little bit more gear, a little bit more levels into your characters in order to complete. As you can see, we got our behinds verily given to us on a platter. So yeah, make sure you do get these as soon as possible because they do give some rather nice rewards, and they scale and go all the way up to level 84. Once you have got to level 84 or 85, you will be able to do a multi-sim, once you've 3-starred all of them, to do them all immediately at the click of a button. Saves a lot of time. At level 22, you will unlock guilds, and guilds is a really good social feature in this game. It's where you get to group up with 49 other players, up to 49 other players, to engage in guild activities. And guild activities include things called territory battles, territory wars, as well as raiding. Raiding is sort of very tough battles where you take on a raid boss alongside the help of your guildmates. Territory wars is guild-on-guild PvP, and territory battles is guild PvE game modes where you go through a series of battles on a map to try and earn very, very good rewards. A lot of this game is predicated on being in a guild, okay? When you first unlock it, you will be thrown into a starter guild, which is basically an automated guild run by, or consisting of other early game players. I do recommend, as soon as possible, that you get out of these starter guilds and go find yourself a brand new guild, okay? There are a lot of guilds that advertise on things like the official Facebook page or on the Swigger Events Discord server if you are a Discord user. I do highly recommend that you do your research and try to find a guild that will take on new and established players. You will learn so much and progress so much quicker. Now, raids won't unlock until you are level 30, and territory wars will not unlock until you hit level 65, okay? So this isn't something that is going to be a quick and easy thing for you to jump into, and that's for good reason. Your roster is not necessarily going to be in a place where you can actually contribute in these game modes. It'll be a little bit overwhelming, and you won't feel like you're actually able to help out your guild in any way. So they'll unlock gradually. Now, there is something a little bit else that you can do with guilds, which is called the Guild Exchange. Here, you can donate and request gear pieces. So say you are looking for a particular gear piece for your Moff Gideon, you can actually hit the request button here and it will send that over to your guild and they can actually donate this gear piece to you, a maximum of 10 in this case. You can do this once per day. And of course you can donate to your other guildmates. You will see their requests come up in the Guild Exchange as well. I'm going to talk to you briefly now about the Events tab. The Events tab is a very important place for everybody's roster. Here you will see daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly events all come to the game. Always check this every time you log into a game once a day just to see what's available. In the early game, you will find things like Fleet Commander training and Rebel Basic training events. These events are basically there to just teach you the core mechanics of the game in areas such as fleet battles and using certain teams like First Order, Resistance, Rebels, that sort of thing. You can earn some really good rewards from doing these, but also, very importantly, this is where the marquee events come to the game. Marquees are new characters that are coming to the game where you can unlock them completely for free at 3 stars. You simply enter the marquee event and you play the battle, okay? Now, in this particular video instance here, there is a rerun of the original Bad Batch characters. These came out a while ago, many years ago at this point, but as a result of new Bad Batch characters coming to the game, they have rerun the old marquee events. This is a means of CG giving us a way for catching up. New players can catch up in certain ways to the current meta. So keep an eye out in the events tab just to see what's available. It changes constantly. It's also a shortcut where you can go to guild raids and guild events, which are things like territory wars and territory battles. I also want to discuss with you the journey guide. This is one of the most important areas of the game if you want to progress well in Galaxy of Heroes. The journey guide is essentially a central location that tells you about all of the legendary characters that exist in the game and how you unlock them. You will notice you've got 3 tabs: Solo Journeys, Guilds Journeys, and Galactic Legends. Galactic Legends is not something that we're going to be covering today, but for a high-level view, they are the pinnacle of power in this game, the most powerful individual units that exist in the game. They are also, consequently, the hardest characters in the game to unlock because they require the most characters, the highest level of gear investments, the highest level of relic investments. They are very difficult and incredibly worthwhile. But we're talking early game, Galactic Legends are not on the table for you just yet. Solo Journeys are legendary characters that you can unlock without the help of your guild, just by farming characters. Let's have a brief overview of how that's done. Let's just click on Emperor Palpatine, for example. When you click on a journey, there will be a number of stages. The amount of stages will vary legendary to legendary. It really depends on which one. Some might have 4 stages, some might have 10, some might have somewhere in the middle, okay? At the start, you will see what are the requirements in order to engage in this legendary event. You can see over here, Tier 1, you need 1-star Rebel characters. That's very, very broad, okay? So it can be any Rebel character at minimum of 1 star, and you'll need to have at least 5 characters in order to do it. So you want 1-star characters, 5 of them have to be Rebels. Once you've done that, you can go into the battle and you will earn 25 shards of Emperor Palpatine. Now, Emperor Palpatine requires 145 shards in order to unlock, so just doing this tier will not be enough. If you click on the next tier, which is locked because we haven't done tier 1, you will see that we actually need 2-star Rebels, still 5 of them, and it gives you a recommended power outage. So, in order to fully unlock this character, we need to gain ourselves 25, 50, 75, 100, 145. All the way up here, we need a minimum of 5 5-star Rebel characters, and they'll have to be sufficiently geared, modded, abilitied out in order to actually complete the event. So a good way of building towards a legendary character, which is the best way to focus in this game, is to build your roster development around legendary characters you want to unlock, is to go into the journey guide and select a character that you would like to unlock. If I go over to Grandmaster Yoda, for example, you can see there's a button over here that says Begin Journey. Click that button, and it will start that journey, and essentially, inside of your roster, you will see, if we go over to Collection, there's a subsection called Journey Guide, and it shows all the characters that you can use to unlock that character and your current progress against it. In my opinion, within the Solo Journey Guide, a great one for early players to be focusing on is Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's a great plug-and-play character, but importantly, it ties back into my early game recommendation. You need Phoenix in order to unlock this guy. They are great early game, will help you get through the game mode known as Galactic War, and will pay off dividends long into the future. Starting Thrawn as your Journey Guide event is, in my opinion, the best way to be. Go ahead and lock him in and then start working on his requirements. It will be totally worth it. And the great thing about locking in Phoenix early game, yes, it unlocks you Thrawn, but all of the Phoenix characters are also Rebels, so they will also count as requirements to unlock Emperor Palpatine. You'll be able to work towards 2 legendary characters with 1 farm. Efficiency is key. You will by this point also have unlocked the ally code functionality. This will allow you to make allies with any random people that you play with in the game or people that you find online to help use their players' rosters when you're going through things such as light side and dark side battles. I'll show you how that works. If we were to click over here, you'll see battle. Now we've got allies as a new feature, there will be a selection of characters. All of these will originally just be randomly generated characters, but when you fill out your ally codes and bring in new allies, they will appear here. Some of these people can be endgame players with maxed out characters. Very much in your interest to go around and try to get maxed out characters, maxed out players to lend you their ally code so that you can be friends and use their characters. That will help you 3-star all of the light side and dark side battles, all the Cantina battles, all of your daily challenges with ease. Now you can't use them infinitely. When you use them once, they do go on a cooldown for about 8 hours, I believe. But it's very useful to try and get as many high-level allies as you can to support your development through light side, dark side, Cantina, and all of your challenges. It is in your interest, and usually veteran players are more than happy to give their ally code out. I've got some in my Discord server. If you want to join there and request ally codes, be my guest. But I think that's where we'll leave it at just for today. We've already covered a lot of topics and there's still so much more to go through. If you are interested in learning more, make sure you check out the second video in this guide series.